Hello there, and in today's episode we will be discussing Nakshatras in very depth so that you can understand it and you learn that how these Nakshatra things work and how these all star patterns and what they call is astrology has this meaningful experience and how they tell your future based on this Nakshatra thing. So let's start with some basic insights of Nakshatra. So the planetary movements and Nakshatra are calculated at the time of the birth of the child and therefore provide analysis of individual charts of that child. So that's how they calculate this Nakshatra thing. And also the personality of a person is based on the Nakshatras, as the movement of the Nakshatras throughout your life will give you complete information related to your birth. Also, it will provide all the basic information, or I will say the ideal information of your personality, your strengths and also your weaknesses. The nakshatra in which the moon is placed at the time of your birth is regarded as the Janma Nakshatra. In Vedic astrology, the sky is imagined as a complete circle of 360 degrees, and the complete sky is divided into 12 equal parts and referred to as the zodiac sign. But if the sky is divided into 27 segments, then it's called nakshatras. So that's where the actual nakshatras came into game. Zodiac sign being larger and nakshatra being smaller, every 2.25 nakshatras comes under every single zodiac sign. Now let's talk about the birth star or Janma Nakshatra. Before starting this topic, I want to tell you about this podcast that this podcast is going to be the shorter version of this particular astrological topic, because we will be covering all the interesting topics from this astrology thing, and in this podcast we'll be only talking about nakshatras and all this. But in our upcoming episodes we'll be talking about some specific nakshatras, and we may cover all 27 nakshatras, who knows. So this episode is going to be a little bit smaller than average episodes, but hope that you will love it. So let's continue. Each person belongs to the one nakshatra group, and we can find nakshatras by considering the position of the moon at the same time of their birth. Whichever nakshatra the moon is in at the birth time of that individual, that nakshatra is known as birth star or Janma Nakshatra. In a person's horoscope, various planets are placed in different signs occupying different degrees. The planets are accordingly placed in different nakshatras also. There is a significance related to the planet in a nakshatra within the Rasi or zodiac sign. So the 27 nakshatras are divided into 3 broad categories of 9 each as follows. First of all, Devgana, then comes Manusyagana, then the last one, Rakshasgana. So let me explain you these 3 categories in depth. First of all, Devgana. They are like angel. They are subtle and refined and much more polished than other ones. Second ganas are Manusyagana. Manusya means humans. They are just human and act accordingly to the normal human nature, and they are not very polished, but they are not also very rude, or they don't even possess any kind of gross things and all this stuff. Now let's talk about the Rakshas Ganas. Person born under this Gana is not a demon, but likely to possess a gross and crude attitude to some extent. So that's how nakshatras are responsible for analyzing the personality, and moreover the following aspects are also governed by the Janma Nakshatra of an individual. Personal characteristics, strengths and weaknesses, also the thinking power and karmic baggage, even prejudices, materiality and experiences also. So these are the all things which can be governed by Janam Nakshatra, or also known as birth star. Naksha means map, and Nakshatra is basically the map of star, making the actually star map of this universe. The 27 Nakshatras is the name given to the constellation of the moon, as the moon resides in each of the constellations for a one day. The prediction technique based on a person's Mool Nakshatra at the time of the birth is most accurate as compared to other form of astrologies. These nakshatras are classified in various ways according to basic attributes, primary motivation, dharma moksha, and so on. Nakshatras are used as the major predictions in Hindu religion. So let me explain you this topic in brief. Panchak means 5 days. In every lunar month, there is a period of 5 days when the moon transits through Aquarius and passes over the 5 nakshatras, which includes Dhanishtra, Satabhisa, Vibhadra, Yubhadra, and Revati. This period is called the Panchak period, and this particular period is not considered favorable for holding any auspicious ceremonies such as marriage, etc. As you may know that Nostradamus was a great astrologer, and whatever he had predicted had always came true. According to his prediction, it was discovered that a person will appear with immense power in the whole world, and he will control the whole world and also rule through the world both of land and sea. He will be the only person who will free the world from all the problems. According to Nostradamus, this great person will come down from his throne and will move through the sea and air for striking the evil ones with his rod. According to Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Lord Kalki has many similarities to what Nostradamus had predicted. The Hindu religion is the one of the world's greatest faith dedicated to the idea that the cosmos self undergoes an immense, indeed an infinite number of deaths and rebirths. It is the only religion in the world which scales the time correspond to those of modern scientific cosmologies. Its cycles run from our ordinary day and night to a day and night of Brahma, which is like 8.64 billion years long, which is actually longer than the age of Earth or the Sun and about half the time since the Big Bang happened. Nakshatras influence our mind every day because the moon transits through one constellation of the zodiac daily over a month. Hence, they have an impact on us. The fixed nature of our birth stars and the planet at the time of birth are cosmic guides of our soul that propel our evolution through lifetimes of karma. Every nakshatra has different meaning and can tell a lot about the personality of their respective natives. Sometimes they also make a base point to identify the marriage compatibility or even the general future of an individual. An expert astrologer can also tell you the best nakshatra for your marriage based on your own Janma Nakshatra, or also known as birth star. So that is it for today's episode. I hope you loved this episode too, and I will meet you in next podcast. Thank you.